everyone. In today's video, we're tackling part 2 of the IELTS exam. If you need the question list, just drop your email in the comments below and I'll send it right over. Let's dive in. Question 1, describe a time you wore a uniform for work or school.
My most vivid memory about wearing the uniform was the time when we visited the National Space Centre on our school trip, in blue jumpsuits and floppy white helmets. We weren't just students anymore. We were budding astronauts ready to blast off into space. If my memory serves me well, when I was in grade 4, our primary school decided to take us to the open day, which was a big chance for students to explore different kinds of jobs, therefore helping them to fulfill their dreams. Our team chose to explore the Space Centre because we wanted to know more about the lives of the astronauts. And at the centre, we had the opportunity to wear the uniform, which gave us an air of seriousness, transforming our classroom cliché into focused mission. We checked each other's oxygen tanks, practiced zero-gravity drills on the inflatable moonwalk, and whispered about landing on Mars with the enthusiasm of seasoned spacefarers. More than just a shared identity, those uniforms fueled our collaboration. When we huddled around an intricate rocket model, the blue fabric became a symbol of our unified mission. We didn't just work together. We were comrades united under the same starry sky. Even the minor squabbles over who got to be mission commander felt cosmically important, adding a playful spark to our shared adventure. Looking back, those jumpsuits hold more than just the memory of a fun trip. They remind me of the power of shared purpose and the thrill of stepping into a new identity, the exciting feeling of flying among the stars. In the near future, I will become an excellent astronaut.
Question 2, describe a movie that made you emotionally touched.
The movie that still tugs at my heartstrings like a well-worn teddy bear is Cinema Paradiso. It's a fast-moving story under the sun-drenched skies of a sleepy Italian town where Toto, a wide-eyed kid, falls under the spell of the local movie theatre and its gruff yet gentle projectionist Alfredo. I first stumbled upon this gem late one rainy night, lying lazily on the sofa with my grandma. Tutu's journey unfolded when he met and was mentored by Alfredo, a rough but kind man who transformed the dusty projector room into a magical place. But Cinema Paradiso isn't just a nostalgic and peaceful life story. When tragedy strikes, the wonderful world Tutu and Alfredo have built breaks. It wasn't just the poignant plot. It's the raw, genuine portrayal of sadness and love that made me cry a lot. Tragic fate had torn them apart, and they might have no chance to see each other anymore. The movie's final act, a montage of iconic film scenes echoing through Alfredo's fading eyesight, was emotionally moving. It was a love letter to cinema, to the transformative power of stories, and to the bittersweet beauty of letting go. As the credits rolled, my grandma and I sat in silence, the movie's echoes still resonating in the room. Cinema Paradiso wasn't just a movie. It was like a daily story about separation and union. It's a testament to the power of film to not just entertain, but to touch us at our core, reminding us of the preciousness of life, love, and the stories that bind us together.
Question 3, describe an occasion when you met someone complaining about something in public, such as in a restaurant or other places.
I remember a recent incident when I was at a restaurant in the city centre. It was a busy evening and the atmosphere was lively. While enjoying my meal at a corner table, I couldn't help but overhear a man at the adjacent table who was grumbling loudly. The man was making a fuss about his steak, going on and on about how it was overcooked and lacked flavour. He also expressed his dissatisfaction with the slow service and even the temperature of the restaurant. It was like he had a chip on his shoulder. The waiter, remaining calm and composed, tried their best to address his concerns. They offered to replace the steak or provide an alternative, but the man continued to voice his complaints. The manager stepped in, genuinely apologising and even offering a complimentary dessert to make amends. However, the man remained dissatisfied and didn't seem willing to let go of his grievances. The incident concluded with the man leaving the restaurant visibly discontented. As for my own feelings about the experience, it was a bit uncomfortable. The tension in the restaurant increased as everyone became aware of the ongoing complaints. On one hand, I felt sympathy for the staff, who were doing their best to rectify the situation. On the other hand, I found the man's behaviour a bit over the top. It made me realise that some people are never satisfied, no matter how hard you try to please them.
Question 4, describe a person who is good at making people feel welcome in his or her home.
One person who immediately comes to mind when it comes to making people feel welcome in their homes is my close friend, Sarah. I got to know her a few years ago through a mutual friend. We instantly hit it off and became good friends. Since then, I've had the pleasure of visiting her home on numerous occasions, and each time I've been amazed by her hospitality. Whenever I step into Sarah's house, she greets me with a genuine smile and open arms. She has a way of making me feel like a part of her family. Sarah pays attention to every detail, making sure her guests feel comfortable and well taken care of. She goes above and beyond to ensure everyone's needs are met, whether it's offering a refreshing drink or preparing delicious homemade snacks. She always goes the extra mile. Sarah's thoughtfulness and generosity make me feel valued and appreciated as a guest in her home. What impresses me most about Sarah is her ability to make everyone feel included. She engages in conversations with each person, making sure no one feels left out. She has a knack for connecting people and creating a warm and friendly atmosphere. I have great admiration and respect for Sarah's hospitality. Being in her home feels like a sanctuary, a place where I can relax and be myself. Welcoming nature has taught me the importance of making others feel comfortable and valued when they visit my own home.
Question 5, describe a public facility that has been renovated and improved.
One public facility that recently underwent a remarkable renovation and improvement is the town library. It has always been a cherished community resource, but it was starting to show its age. The renovation took place last year and the transformation was astonishing. They really went the extra mile to make it a top-notch destination for avid readers like me. Several aspects of the library were renovated and improved. Firstly, the physical layout was revamped. The cramped and outdated shelves were replaced with modern, open bookcases that allowed for better organisation and easier browsing. The seating areas were expanded, providing more comfortable spaces for readers to immerse themselves in their favourite books. In addition to the physical changes, the library embraced technology in a big way. They installed new computers with high-speed internet access, enabling visitors to conduct research access online resources, and even borrow ebooks. The improvement that impressed me the most was the addition of a dedicated children's section. They created a vibrant and interactive space with colourful book displays, cosy reading nooks, and educational toys. Personally, I feel absolutely thrilled about the renovated library. It has become a heaven for book enthusiasts. The improvements have breathed new life into the library, making it more welcoming and accessible to a broader range of visitors.
Question 6 describes something lost by others but found by you.
It was just a couple of weeks ago when I was taking a leisurely walk in the park near my house. As I was strolling along, I noticed something shiny on the ground. It was a set of car keys. It seemed like someone had dropped them without even realizing. It was a lucky break for me to come across them. After finding the keys, I couldn't just leave them there. I knew how frustrating it can be to lose your keys, so I decided to take action. I examined the keychain and found a small tag with a phone number. It was the owner's contact information. Without wasting any time, I gave the owner a call and explained the situation. We arranged to meet at a nearby coffee shop later that day. When we met, I handed over the lost keys, and the relief on the owner's face was priceless. It was a great feeling to know that I had made someone's day by returning their lost belongings. It felt like a small victory, knowing that I had done a good deed and helped someone out. It also reminded me of the importance of being observant and willing to lend a helping hand.
Question 7 describes something you did or you need to do quickly in a short time.
Recently, I had to tackle an unexpected situation at work that required me to prepare a last-minute presentation for a client meeting. The task was to create a comprehensive report summarizing our project's progress, which wasn't initially scheduled until the following week. Unfortunately, due to a sudden change in the client's availability, the meeting was rescheduled, leaving me with only a few hours to put together a compelling presentation. I dove headfirst into gathering data, creating slides, and rehearsing key talking points. Despite the time constraints, I managed to make a visually appealing presentation. I made use of relevant charts to convey information effectively, ensuring that the client could easily grasp the project's status. Having to complete such a task quickly not only tested my skills, but also provided a valuable learning experience. I felt a mix of satisfaction and relief. While the last-minute nature of the task was stressful, the successful completion of the presentation under a tight deadline showcased my ability to perform well under pressure. It's highlighted the importance of adaptability and quick thinking in a professional setting, emphasizing the need to stay composed even when faced with unexpected challenges.
Question 8 describe an interesting conversation you had with an old person.
Recently, I had a delightful conversation with Mrs. Liu, a charming elderly lady from my neighborhood. We crossed paths at a local coffee shop, a cozy spot that seems to be a favorite among the community's seniors for its warm atmosphere and good coffee. Our conversation began organically as we found ourselves sharing a table due to the limited seating. Mrs. Liu and 70-year-old retired librarian started talking about her extensive travels during her younger years, We delved into stories about her adventures across Europe, Asia, and Africa, and she painted vivid pictures of the diverse cultures she had encountered. What made the conversation so engaging was not just the places she visited, but the unexpected twists and turns of her journeys. Mrs. Liu regaled me with tales of chance encounters and the kindness of strangers that made her travels truly memorable. Throughout our chat, I was struck by her animated storytelling and the twinkle in her eye as she relived those moments. It felt like I was flipping through the pages of a well-worn travel diary, each story unfolding with a mix of humour and nostalgia. Our encounter was more than just a casual chat. It was a journey through time and cultures. I left the coffee shop with a sense of admiration and inspiration. Mrs. Liu's tales not only transported me to different corners of the world, but also highlighted the importance of embracing life's adventures with an open heart. It left me with a desire to explore the world and collect stories of my own, just like she did in her youth.
Question 9, describe an activity you enjoyed doing when you were at primary school.
When it comes to my childhood, there was a dusty playground and a game we usually called Dragon Hunters. We'd gather after recess, a group of venturers armed with cardboard swords and shields drawn on cereal boxes. Some of my childhood besties and I often gathered around and began the match every Friday. We tried to win the game with endless effort. It wasn't just about who swung the meanest cardboard sword. We'd think outside the box, weaving tales of fire-breathing beasts lurking in the bushes and magical potions hidden in the sand. The playground transformed into a fantastic landscape. Every crack in the asphalt a potential dragon's lair. Every fallen leaf a shimmering scale. We'd put our heads together, whispering conspiracies and battle plans, our imaginations sparking off each other like flint and steel. My trusty lieutenants in this grand quest were Maya and Ben. Maya, an energetic and loyal soldier, was our fearless leader. Always first to charge into battle with a war cry that could scare off a real dragon. Ben, the quiet strategist, would keep an eye on the ball, mapping out our attacks and scouting for enemy dragons. We all fell head over heels with that game. It was more than just the thrill of the game. Dragon Hunters was the activity for us to escape from reality, a place where we bent over backwards and anything was possible.
Question 10, describe an activity you enjoyed doing when you were at primary school.
When it comes to teamwork, I can't help but think about Liam, my old partner in crime from college. He wasn't just a smart student, but a total team player who knew how to grasp the opportunity and gain success. Leo had the knack for thinking outside the box and keeping his cool under certain circumstances. No matter how harsh the situation got, he always calmed down and found a way to deal with it. I remember that time we were up all night crunching numbers for that economics presentation. He kept the whole team pumped up by telling jokes and contributing the most. We tackled a bunch of projects together, from organising campus events to launching a student newspaper. Specifically, we used to collaborate on a project studying the impact of coral bleaching on fish populations. It was a complex undertaking requiring meticulous data collection, statistical analysis, and creative interpretation. Leo's leadership was invaluable. He delegated tasks efficiently, ensuring everyone played to their strengths while fostering a sense of shared ownership. to being to view as spostais. There were times when we hit snags and disagreements and would lose our temper, but Liam never gave up and always listened carefully to come up with creative solutions. He had this amazing ability to make everyone feel heard and on the same page, even when we were coming from different angles. Working with Leo was like being on a winning team every time. He'd go the extra mile to cater to everyone's needs and celebrate everyone's victories like they were his own. He knows how to play ball, cheers everyone up when there's any achievement, and takes responsibility for every small task.